All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got the next series of games underway, and these are going to be going much, much quicker. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for tuning in so far. We still have another exciting best of 7 coming up for you. This is Team Potato Aim versus the Dildozers. It's going to be the new monster player for the Double Ds, Aurora Symphony, reprising his role and looking to take back his former title of Best Monster.
I was very impressed by his gameplay back in, what was that, Sunday? He was pushing some faces in.
Yeah,
I
he was.
had not seen him play before, but he came out of retirement, and he came out of retirement swinging, going up against TPA, Aurora Symphony, playing for the Double Ds versus Team Potato Aim. This is best 4 out of 7, once again, ladies and gentlemen, back in the round of 16.
And here we go on the pick screen. Also looks like from the captain chat that Nikki and I are in, looks like they actually are setting up the other lobby, so we will be good to jump into the next game as soon as it is done. A big thank you to both teams for actually trying to get things moving along quickly today. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and thank you for all the follows and all the support so far. Been an absolutely huge day for follows. If you haven't done so already, please remember to hit that follow button down below. It's completely free, and it does help support the channel. Plus, you get notified anytime we go live.
Oh, yeah, and if we're live, there's competitive evolve or something awesome happening on your guys' screen. So drop that follow, ladies and gentlemen. You can also find us on Twitter, @black_ages and @StelShampoo. Hopping in here, Kyra, finally coming back in. I'm sure Moisers is very happy about that. Hank Crow and Markov. So
Kyra and Crow. Yeah, we're actually seeing things shifted up a little bit. Of course, I still think we're seeing Markov for the lightning gun to counter the Banshee mines. The lightning gun makes it so easy to counter the Banshee mines. And there's Team Potato Aim's logo right there.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just
versus the Dildozers.
This gives me a chuckle right here. I hope we get a lot of games so I can see this on screen more often. Those two team logos are legendary right there. Those are excellent team logos. All right, Aurora Symphony knows exactly what's up. He's watched some competitive. He's played some competitive. He knows exactly what to do off the start. Is he taking feed speed? Let's see what he's got on his perk here.
He is actually taking feeding speed.
He knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Yeah, a very, very interesting set of perks here. We've got Quick Switch on Markov. Not something we're used to commonly seeing. Reload on Kyra, reload on Hank, and reload on Crow the Trapper as well. Reload on Hank is another one that we don't normally see too often. There was a point where everyone said you had to take capacity on Hank, then everyone said you had to take a reload. Now everyone's saying capacity again, but Fave says, you know what, I'm sticking with reload on Hank.
Yeah, reload is a lot more helpful to help sustain Hank himself while still giving some sustain to the team, faster reloading shields and stuff like that. But capacity is much better for keeping the team alive. So reload on Hank, not a bad choice. We have on the Trapper reload.
Roy here, collision course with Aurora Symphony. But Roy, the Trapper, is very, very far out. Aurora could actually juke south right now and completely dodge the Trapper. But he's going north instead. He's heading right towards the Trapper. He doesn't realize how far out EAX is. Look at that. He's going directly into the line of sight of EAX. And there comes the EAX with the dome right there. And coming in from the sky, firing away on that long rifle, working down that first bar of armor.
Actually, it looks like Crow is shooting directly through the armor and going into a little bit of health. It's actually faster, and you have higher DPS if you break the armor, but if you don't expect the team to break the armor, then definitely shoot directly through it for the health. That's a lower amount of DPS. You're going to get less health damage overall, but if you can't break the armor, you might as well do that. Trying to keep the assault away here using that vortex. Looks like we have gone full mitigation mode on Aurora Symphony, but he is full energy, so as soon as he leaves his dome, he will be good.
This could be a rough dome for him. You can tell, though, his finesse, the way that he combos his abilities, he knows what he's doing. But this is just a really bad spot to be domed as a monster. There's really nowhere that he can hide. They can continually jump around this dome and flush him out. Great, great dome from EAX. Can he bring that Sloth into the fight? It might be a little bit risky since he has no armor right now. Oh, the sneak pounce, though. On to Bugsy there. Bugsy taking a bit of damage, quickly shut off though. The dome falls. Aurora takes 1 bar of permanent health damage total, and the rest of the Hunter team is on the chase.
Looks like we may have had a wildlife problem back there. Aurora Symphony on the run. He's looking great and fluid in combat. It's just you're a bit weak at stage 1. You don't have abilities, so unfortunately he wasn't able to focus anyone down, especially in a Kyra Hank comp. He just couldn't get the down penalty right there. He is on the run. Going over the tyrant. Looks like he is going to stage in the cave. If the Trapper's fast, because he does have reload, they may get a dome here. Let's see what happens. In the cave, he is pinned. There's only 3 exits. Closed
Taking
up
that
every
stage
corner.
2.
Watch an exit. What do you think he's taking here? At stage 2 real quick, Dan.
With Aurora, you actually never know for sure. Okay, so 3 in Aftershock and 1 in Lightning Strike. Looks like that's a decent choice to go with. There's a Lightning Strike on Roy, knocks him back and all the way out of the caves, and that's going to give Aurora some time to quickly feed up, get a little bit of armor, maybe get a little more chip safe here. And here he is backing off to the other side now. Coming in, though, for an Aftershock, he doesn't really have the armor to be playing like this right now. And he goes through a bunch of landmines, too.
Ow. This is what I'd like to call an H-dome right here. You got a big area on one side of the cave, and then inside of the cave, you got another big area, kind of forming an H shape, and this is a great dome for the hunters. There's some water here. I don't know if that Tyrant's still alive. Nope, he is actually dead on the ground. And we might actually a down penalty here on the support. The support is running reload, so he can use those orbitals and cloak a bit more often to help keep himself alive. Aftershock might connect. No, it does not.
He misses Fave. That was huge. That was, without a doubt, a crucial Aftershock that Aurora needed to hit. And things have taken a turn for the worst for the former best monster player. Misses that Lightning Strike, too. And he is on the run.
Great job, Markov, placing those mines right there. Really started tearing his health and armor right there. Trying to get a couple meets right here. If Aurora Symphony wants to take this W, he got no down penalties back there. He might need to hit stage 3. You know, I was calling it an H-dome just because it was shaped like an H loosely. That H might stand for hell because that did not look very good.
Oh, that Sloth right there. He's slowed down by the stasis rifle from Crow. That Sloth almost dished out a ton of damage to him, though. I'm not actually sure why the Sloth didn't continue to push attacks onto the monster.
He is trying to feed up here. The thing is, even if he mitigates well and gets full armor, Crow right through into some health, which is why people are picking Crow nowadays, I believe.
Yeah, of course, that long rifle on Crow, you can fire it one of 2 ways, by just clicking the mouse button over and over, or by pressing and holding. And if you charge the shot up by holding, it will shoot through the armor of the monster and deal direct permanent health damage.
Yep, that is lower DPS, but you get to ignore the armor. No other hunter in the game could do that. I really like hunters with special properties of the weapons. Cabot can wallbang, Jack can run fast even when he's shooting on the chase. And speaking of the chase, the dome is ready and the chase may end in this corner. And Aurora Symphony may get domed here. He is ready for the stage, but can he stage safely? I don't know. He's going to have to focus someone down, get in a good fight, perhaps kill the trapper super fast, get to stage 3. He does not have a lot of health to commit to a fight right now.
Yeah, he's got to be extremely careful. EAX does have that dome up, and if he's accurate with the shots and he gets a good dome, it's possible that EAX could finish off Aurora solo simply through charged shots.
Yep. Right through the armor. And of course, if the monster has full armor, no health, monster's dead. Lightning Strike coming in hot on the Trapper. Does not connect. Just trying to use that to push him away, gain a little bit extra distance so they can get a safe stage. I would actually agree with these survival odds. A 1 in 10 chance for Aurora Symphony to pull this one off in his current state. Not looking too hot. He needs a safe place to stage. Kyra Hank is just such a hard comp to break. And
Yeah,
with
it really
so low health to commit to a fight, I don't know if he can break it. Is he taking a stage way over there? Yep, he is taking a stage.
He is going for the stage. EAX within range to throw the dome too. 50 meters. He could throw it right now, but he's got some time to choose the perfect position. Looks like he is choosing to throw it right there. 2 in Lightning Strike, 3 in Aftershock, 3 in Vortex, and 1 in Mines. That's going to be Aurora's final plethora of abilities, and he has to go on the offensive here. He has to take EAX out and get out AFAP. There's the Aftershock right there. EAX down very, very low.
Oh no,
Couple
where the
more
shields?
hits going to drop him. They actually dropped the dome there.
No shields, no shields, no hope. Wow. I was holding my breath right there waiting for Hank. It looks like he may have had some jetpack problems. And that is going to be huge if Aurora Symphony wants to pull that one back. I love that dome right there. There were no loops. Unfortunately, they just couldn't keep it up. The Trapper went down.
I want to point out that play by EAX. As soon as he got pinned in the corner and sneak pounced, he dropped the dome right away. And he did that for one reason, because he knew if Aurora kept up the aggression, he would be dead. But if he dropped the dome, there was a small chance that Aurora might have backed off and just chosen to run rather than stay in. And that would have saved him a strike. So that was an interesting choice that he chose to give the monster player in a split second. That was a brilliant split-second decision. And even though Aurora didn't take the bait, I still like the fact that EAX chose to make that decision.
Yeah, he thought about that. Preserving his own life rather than getting some more damage on the Kraken, because he said to himself, you know what? we've got enough damage. In fact, so much damage that after the Kraken hit stage 3, it had less health than a stage 1 Wraith. He is not looking so good right now. But with 1 down penalty on EAX, he could turn this back in his favor if he commits to a fight well. And where are they going to set up? Looks like in front of the factory, which is actually one of my favorite spots to set up as long as you eliminate the pesky mammoth birds and sloth in the area. This is a pretty good area to hang out. The rule is don't go behind this first building unless you are really, really trying to kite, because then Hank could lose line of sight on you with the shields and, of course, no heal nades.
Yeah.
So as long as you stay in front of this building right here, you should be all right unless you're really desperate to kite.
Yeah, of course, when we see this engagement go poorly for Hunter teams, it is usually because they go behind this this large pillar right here. Usually that's the only time that things start to take a turn for the worst. Other than that, the layout of the dome fights here are amazing. And if you really need to, you can break line of sight and go behind it. It's just, it's a bit more risky. It's a position you don't want to have to be in unless it's absolutely necessary.
In EAX's current position, he can throw the dome so that he doesn't get much of the inside of the factory, so the monster can't go hide in there and mitigate. And if he does, Markov can lay some mines down on the outside. As soon as he comes out, he's going to have a terrible, terrible day. He is going to start beating up on the relay, but the assault does have a little perch on top of a rock. He can use the assault rifle to pull the Kraken off of it and lure him to that area. Shots fired. Looks like Aurora Symphony will have to go over there and engage. That's the rock Markov standing on top of right there that he needs to position himself on top of to pull the monster off the relay. Aftershock coming in hot. EAX going to take some serious heat, but the shields from Hank doing an excellent job keeping him alive. Monster is captured. In my opinion, they dropped that dome a little bit early, but that's all right. He doesn't have much health to go through anyway. Lightning gonna go and connect on, it looks like, both the support and the trapper.
There's another Aftershock. EAX down to have Vortex. Couple more lashes from the tentacles of the Kraken. And Aurora Symphony back in the air again. Still no real damage dealt to the Hunters here. He just cannot keep the aggression up long enough to out-damage the healing of Kyra. There's an huge Aftershock, actually. And an orbital right on his head that could finish him. Great orbital by Fave. Fave does go down in the process, but that did a ton of damage to the Kraken player, Aurora Symphony.
Yeah, he's going to have to bail out and get some armor, but even if he does, couple crow headshots is going to finish him off at full armor. I'm not sure if he can focus down the support. I'm pretty sure Bugsy will get him up. Bit harder to do with the lack of capacity, but the Kraken is not putting the heat on right now. They're putting the heat on the Kraken, and he can't take much more before he's dropped dead on the ground. EAX going for some long-range crow shots here, dropping in hot with the Aftershock, but that is going to do it. He decided to go back into the fight, and that spelled his doom, as Torvald would call it. 1-0, ladies and gentlemen, in favor of TPA in this best-to-7 series.
Aurora Symphony losing his first game as the Kraken player here in this best-of-7 in the round of 16. We'll be jumping into the other side in just a second. This will be Puggins, the monster player for the Dildozers, versus the Hunters. Puggins, the monster player for TPA, versus the Hunters of the Dildozers.
Yeah, Aurora Symphony, unfortunately, dropping that game. I think that's the first game I've seen him drop, but that's all right. Everyone loses every now and then. Reevaluate his strategy. Hopefully, he'll do better on the next map. But today, we truly have seen a very Hunter-dominated ESL Majors Playoffs. I believe we've only seen one monster win out of 7 games, which is very, very skewed. These are some of the strongest monsters in ESL, the strongest Hunters. And the Hunters are really taking it home. Their gameplay has been very, very clean. Yeah,
they've really done a phenomenal job so far. Looks like the rest of the Hunters aren't in lobby from TPA. Hopefully they'll join in pretty quick. That'll give me time to finish updating the graphics, though. There are a lot more graphics to update now.
While we wait, guys, I'll read you guys the ESL Major Playoff schedule. Today is September 12th. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely Saturday. Thanks for spending it with us, watching some competitive Evolve when you could be out. What do social people do on Saturdays? Clubbing, watching some movies. Call your girl over. Get some Twitch and chill going on. But it is September 12th and 13th. This is the round of 16, NA versus NA and NA versus EU. On the 14th and 15th, right after, we will have EU versus EU. The quarterfinals are the 21st and 22nd, which is Monday, Tuesday. And the finals and semifinals are going to be casted on October 10th, directly from Poland, casted by my man DB Sinclair and D-Man. Let's see, October 10th is a Saturday. It's a couple weeks from now. You know, I forgot to say, if you don't mind me plugging, Dan, I don't know how many of you guys are coming to TwitchCon, but DB and I are going to be wandering about giving out some awesome Evolve merch. We have some posters. I actually have all the posters. We have some Evolve headbands.
That's all picked.
And we have
Laz Cabot.
these giant foam fingers that
lot.
are literally bigger than my head. So if you guys want some awesome Evolve merch, come find me and DB at TwitchCon because we'll be carrying some around.
Well, that's going to be an awesome event. And as you were talking, as I was trying to get the players muted, they went through the picks. They did mention Laz Cabot. That's coming up right now.
Ooh, Laz Cabot. Two characters who we have not seen at all today in the ESL Majors. Also,
we
one of
really
my
haven't. Yeah, one of my personal favorite too. I love Cabot as a personal, as a support player myself. I personally really, really love Cabot, and I think he's still very, very good. He's finally starting to see a bit more use now, especially when used in conjunction with Laz. And of course, Laz is probably the most unique medic in the game. He really doesn't have any actual healing other than the healing burst that every medic player has. What he does is he's got that glove that allows him to res downed hunters or even dead hunters 45 seconds after they die and bring them back with 0 strikes.
Yep, and that is huge. That makes this team the glass cannon set. Because Cabot's got no shields whatsoever, it's up to the damage app and the damage output of this Hunter squad. Ooh, and we're seeing a Wraith Hyde. This is a completely new team comp. I doubt they're going Kraken with Hyde. You absolutely would pick Markov against Kraken. So we're pulling Hyde on, my personal favorite assault, I think, versus the Wraith. Laz, Cabot, Crow. The heat is on literally Hyde, a great pick against the Wraith. That Supernova goes out, that Stink Nade goes out. That Decoy goes out, that Flamethrower is burning the Wraith. Here we go, guys. Dildos versus TPA. You guys are sometimes wanting some variation in Hunter and Monster play. This is as varied as it gets right here.
Absolutely. I was not expecting this today.
Yeah, me neither. I was really, really not expecting this. I actually personally have been talking about how I like Bucket over Cabot, but I started playing some more Cabot after the title update, and you know what? Cabot's not so bad. I take it back. Although Bucket's turrets are absolutely devastating, I love that railgun wallbang.
Yeah, the railgun is so good, also allowing you to deny the monster feed on the run. You can shoot that railgun right through any wall, and it'll continue for 40 meters beyond the wall. Hunter team just about dropping in now. Here they are, going to touch ground, and the chase will be on, and he gets Scarebirds as the Hunters drop in.
Yep, that is unfortunate, although they, I'm sure, already knew which direction he was going. This is a very, very typical feeding route on Distillery. A bit stealthy if you use the water, and also there's some great meats, some Blitz Leopards, some Mammoth Birds over near the water. Not to mention this pile of Reavers that we see Gypsy Danger from the Dildos shooting at right now. We have, once again, the Wraith, Hyde, Laz, Cabot, and Crow. Let me take guesses on the perks real quick. From top to bottom, feed speed, movement, reload, reload, reload. That's what I think. What do we got here, Dan?
And we got movement speed, reload, reload, reload. So, you got everything right but the monster. Great, great guesses right there.
I am some sort of psychic. You know, I got to make sure people don't know I'm psychic, though, by getting one wrong on purpose. So we do have movement on the Wraith. The Wraith moves extremely fast and has the fastest stealth movement speed. So adding movement speed, the perk to that as well, is huge. What is this Wraith taking here at stage 1? Was that a decoy back there?
Yeah, that was a decoy. He's got 1-1-1, 1 point in everything but that Supernova. There comes the dust tag. That did reveal him. We can see the yellow outline around him. That means that the Hunter team has full line of sight of him in the same way that we have the red outline in Observer mode. And they'll be able to see him for quite some time now. Cabot can just continue to fire away through any wall that he wants and just continue to dish out a little bit of damage to TPA's Nymph.
Yep, just chip away at him. That railgun does a notable amount of damage. And they're looking to get a dome here. With the Cabot Laz comp, you are pretty much never going to hold the dome unless you can't find the monster or unless you're crazy. Pretty much Cabot Laz, you go in, get some health damage every moment you can. And here we go.
Oh,
captured.
Pushing him out into the open. And the Double Ds, they've got a dome on Nymph now. Already done a lot of damage to his armor. And I think they're in a good position to at least dish out one full bar of permanent health damage by the end of this dome if they can keep some aggression on him.
Yep. If not, Crow can just shoot right through the armor. That decoy deceiving Dylan Frey right here on the Hyde player. There is a lot of verticality in this dome. Plus, he can go inside of the facility. He can't go in through the other side, which would have been a what I like to call a super infinity loop right here. Actually, no, it would have just been a super loop because of the verticality and the loops if he caught both sides of the entrance of the facility. So they're going to have a hard time getting damage. Puggins taking a little bit of heat, but if he goes down, that's all right. Laz will just pick him right up, and they are getting into some permanent health damage on this Wraith. Wraith burning. It's not looking too good. Ooh, and he does have a little nook back here.
Oh, and there's the dust tag. Great timing on the dust tag from Cabot just as the dome is ending. That's going to illuminate the Wraith and allow the whole team not only to keep up, but if they can just get a few more walls out of their line of sight, they will be able to fire away at Nymph and possibly deal a little bit more permanent damage. Or at least deny him food.
I gotta say, TPA's Wraith, though, didn't lose that much health in the dome.
No, he didn't.
I expected much more with the Cabot Laz comp. He had not only a super loop, but a nice little cubby hole he can hide in as well. So he is looking totally fine right now. Using the decoy to deceive the hunters, but Hyde caught onto that and started shooting his minigun immediately. They know exactly where this Wraith is going, and he's looking for a stage before this dome comes off cooldown. And by the way, it's off cooldown, so you're a bit late, but you better start moving quickly, Wraith, or try not to get domed again.
Puggins could throw here. I don't know if he's going to. He might not want that kind of a loop. Gotta go for it, and he does. He throws it right there. Nymph barely unable to escape that dome here, and this is actually a really good dome for him to mitigate in. Look at how many multiple levels of elevation and twists and turns he has. I don't even know what I would call this, but this is about the best dome you could have as a stage 1 Wraith.
A vertical infinity loop because he has 2 bridges with some other loops around cover. Someone abbreviate what I just said, and that's what we're going to call it.
I will be very amazed if the Hunters can dish out any damage to him here.
Yeah, it might just be up to Crow kind of picking away at him. This is a very, very ugly dome right here, I'm not going to lie. There's some verticality, there's some loops. I would need a blueprint and a team of scientists and mathematicians to come up with a name for this dome, because this is just a very, very messy dome right here. They're going to have a hard time getting some damage, especially on a Wraith who's extremely mobile and can take the most usage of the mobility, of the openness of this dome. You got a little bit of a cave back here, too? What was that dome? I have no idea what that was. I don't even know a word for that.
Yeah, that was the kind of dome every Monster player hopes for. When you get a dome like that, you just grin and say, all right, yeah, now I've got this. That Sloth, though, actually chasing Nymph off. He needs to be careful.
I got it. It was a dog dome. It's the opposite of a god dome. A dog dome. Let's go.
Yeah, that was a dog dome. That's a good name for it.
I have no idea what to call it, but that's what it is.
Nymph actually with a great cut there, using that decoy, distracting the Hunters, and then cutting right through the middle. Looks like he's going to get away here. Puggums, that dome almost off a cooldown. And, you know, I gotta say, Puggums has actually done a really good job so far using that stasis gun on Crow. That might be the hardest weapon to accurately fire in the game right now.
Yeah, the hardest Trapper CC weapon for sure, I would say. Griffin's harpoons don't need to be charged. Maggie's harpoon traps just need to be placed on the ground.
And another sloth!
Oh god, he doesn't like these sloths, man. The sloths don't like him.
He can't get the distance to evolve. That's very, very rare for a Wraith player. You almost never see this. He's just going in circles. And this Hunter team is staying right on him.
Tonic told me that particular sloth is Larry. Stage 3 had played Distillery so many times they named all the sloth. That sloth was Larry. That I remember. Oh, it looks like we had another dome with, again, a loop. This may be a dog dome. Dog dome. That sounds amazing. Yeah, let's keep calling it that. We have loop.
This is definitely a dog dome. Look at this. He can just kite them for days here.
He's got some cover. He's got some verticality changes. He's got one big donut loop right here at least. Going in with the decoy, trying to deceive the Hunters. They are going to have a hard time catching up to him. In fact, I'm sure he has 3 uses of traversal ready. Yep, there they were. All 3 right there. They are now recharging, enabling him to get away from the Hunters very, very quickly. Now, the thing is, they keep doming him. They are running his time down. The monster does the 20-minute time limit, so he will have to feed up on the sloth right here. I don't remember the sloth's name, but he will have to evolve eventually, because there is a 20-minute time limit.
Oh, there's the Abduct on Black Tide. This could be a strike on Laz. This might be an opportunity for Nymph to capitalize, but the damage jam from Cabot comes out. Gonna force him off as Dylan Frey dishes out massive damage, and Nymph has to run. This might give him the distance that he actually needs now, though.
I would say, considering that dog dome back there, the amount of health damage, or the amount of armor damage done, I should say, was alright, considering that dome was absolutely ugly. Puggins has got to throw better domes. Those have been, what, 2 or 3 just not so hot domes that he's thrown
Oh, look at that decoy from Nimp. Almost. This might be the perfect decoy. Look at that. He popped it on the run, and they thought that he was continuing to head to the south side of the arena, when in fact he juked less than 40 meters away from Dylan Frey and is heading north back to the caves.
Oh, that was a huge juke. It looks like not a single member of the Double Ds knows where he went, but I believe they did hear the evolve and are rerouting themselves to go to the northern side of the map. Let's see what he takes here. 3 warp, 1 supernova. Yep, that's exactly what he took right there. Not a bad set. I actually would prefer 2 supernova, but if you can use that decoy well, it's not a bad choice to take. Spreading out your points is much more viable after the recent title update. Now, the thing is, Wraith, super squishy, low armor, no problem. Easy to feed up, easy to get full armor. Now, looks like TPA's monster is going to take it to the Hunter Squad when he's ready. But the thing is, he's not going to be able to get any down penalties, any forward progress, unless he kills Black Tide. Laz dies, you all die.
And that's why he didn't engage at stage 1, because the chance of hitting the armor and health to actually stay in a fight is almost 0. So he needs to back off, he needs to keep as much health as possible, and then wait where he can commit to the hunters and finish them all in one go.
Is this the exact same dog dome I saw earlier?
This actually might be a little bit of a god dome. I think the hunters can slip down to the lower levels. Yeah, it might not be a dog dome, it might be a god dome. There's a warp blast onto Puggums. Puggums down to half. Gypsy Danger down to half. Black Tide not going to have a easy time getting them healed up. This isn't the kind of opportunity that Nimp wants. He actually did a ton of damage there and lost virtually no armor whatsoever. The abduct onto Puggums on the lower level. There's the warp blast. Puggums goes down. Is he going to commit here or just back off? He's going to take the dome down. He's going to continue to run. He wants that stage 3. He wants to come in at full power and finish them in one go.
You know, now that I think about it, if he would have finished Puggums off and been able to decoy and then go eat Puggums, that's another way he can get forward progress on a Laz team. Yep. Probably a good thing he took decoy. But with a Hyde on the team, Hyde is really going to punish the body with the Stignade and reveal him with the Flamethrower. Not only does the Flamethrower do damage, but it also does damage over time, which means while the Wraith is invisible, while he's on fire, he will continue to be revealed because the Flamethrower continues to do a bit of extra damage.
We can see the dust tag revealing Nimp here. Nimp, now the Hunter team knows he is heading up north, and it looks like Puggums is on a direct collision course for him. We might have another Stage 2 dome, and this one looks to be in a good location. There's Gobi in hand. Gonna throw out Gobi in a second. You know, that's the other thing about Gobi with this team comp. He works great with Cabot.
Yeah, if you don't know where the monster is, you either throw out a dust tag or throw Gobi. Ooh, that Sloth is very, very unfriendly. I think it's Larry again. Coming in, decoy, but the red pings are going off on the real Wraith. He is full armor, full energy, and almost full health. Everyone in the game is looking all right. This could go either way. I'd say it's a 50-50 right now as far as who's going to win. Currently, ladies and gentlemen, in the series, it is 1-0 in favor of Team Potato Aim, who won with their hunters. If they win with their monster, that'd make it 2-0 in the series. All right, the Wraith, I'm sure, about to get caught. The pressure is on. They know he's up here in this cave.
Once again, this is somewhere that they don't want to dome him. They've already domed him here twice before, and it just simply has not worked out. They have to push him somewhere else. This is too good of a location for Wraith to dodge and mitigate real damage.
Yep, plus if they get some loops, it is not going to be looking
Warp
good.
blast into decoy there. Dust tag, though. Nice dust tag that will reveal him as soon as the decoy finishes. Decoy is down. Hunter team knows exactly where he is, and I don't know how much distance he's going to get. I know he wants that stage 3, but he needs to get the distance to safely take it. Otherwise, he stands no chance against the last Cabot comp.
We have about, I believe, 12 minutes on the board, and the timer does pause in the later game. So, wow, I actually guessed that very, very well. 12 minutes on the board. It is a 20-minute time limit, including the pauses. So this Wraith is going to have to be careful on time. You don't want to lose by time. I've actually never seen a monster lose by time in ESL, but I have absolutely timed out Wraiths myself before.
Yeah, I think I've had a couple of Wraith timeout games, but most of those were back when the game first launched. It's not very, very common to see. Most monster players realize that they have to do something within 20 minutes. You can't just run forever, even if you're a Wraith.
Yep. And while that may be tempting, you do eventually have to go back, fight the Hunter Squad, get some down penalties, and
He's
more
got that juke, though. He's got the juke that he wants. 220 meters away. Hunter team now going on the chase again, but they're way too far away to actually push aggression on him. They need to back off and find somewhere to defend. They need to pick their final defensive location. Looks like that's what they're doing. Dylan Frey coming back to rejoin the team. They're going to find whichever spot they want to defend on. They're going to set up and prepare for the final fight against an almost full armor, full health Wraith. They need to get rid of that Sloth. And they need to do it fast.
A very well thought out set by our Wraith player here. He's got 3 Warp Blast, 1 Abduct, 2 Decoy, and 3 Supernova. 1 Abduct, you don't really need utility on Abduct, and you don't need the extra damage. Don't worry about that. Decoy's going to last a little longer, so you could possibly eat bodies away from Laz. Warp Blast, huge blast radius, and Supernova, a huge radius for you to work with, and it'll last a bit longer with 3 points. Also, when you put 3 points into certain abilities, they do have shorter cooldowns. Decoy and Supernova being the longer cooldown abilities on the Wraith. So this is a really good set right here. He could eat some bodies if he kills someone before he kills Laz. But best way to do this, kill Laz. Laz dies, they all die. And if he can manage to finish off Laz before they finish off him, he's almost got full health. He could take a W here. I pretty much agree with these survival odds. I'd say it's about 50-50 right now as far as to take home the W.
Yeah, this definitely could go either way. Nymph just looking for the perfect opportunity to come in. Of course, there's really nowhere that he can hide on this Hunter team. They've got to know exactly where he is. They don't, actually. They see the decoy now.
Going out.
So what is Nymph going to do with that decoy? They dust tag him there. He kind of wasted that decoy there. Dust tag did reveal him. There's a Warp Blast going in. Is dodged by the jetpack of Gypsy Danger. The abduct onto Dylan Frey. That's not who you want to be abducting. Damage amp from Cabot coming out. You need to focus down Cabot, and he is going for Cabot right here. Looks like Cabot will go down in very short order here. He does pop the cloak, though. He might actually get away. Another abduct does not hit anything, and Nymph has almost no armor left.
Yeah, if you saw as he led into that fight, he decided to use Warp Blast. I don't necessarily agree with that. Very easy to dodge. Hunter's obviously a full jetpack. Pounce on Puggums. He's not looking too hot. But like I was saying, I would rather go in with the abduction.
Oh, there's the abduct on Gypsy Danger, the auto attack, and the Warp Blast over his head. The Warp Blast does miss. He does switch it up, takes him down with another auto attack, pops the Supernova. He wants to drop Cabot. He wants to drop the majority of the additional damage the team is dishing out. His next target needs to be Dylan Frey. He's got to stop all damage. No, he drew out Laz. Black Tide making a crucial misplay. And Black Tide goes down.
I was going to say Black Tide would be looking all right if Puggums dropped the dome, but he did not. He got pinned up against that. Laz dies, you all die. Laz is back up, though. He has a chance to get Cabot.
Oh, they got him back up. 5 seconds left. He rushes it, though. Not the time to be rushing it, and I don't think he has the cloak left. There's another Supernova coming out from Nymph, the Wraith player, and they've got too much. They don't have enough damage right now. They're too spread up. They're taking too much damage while they're clumped up, and I don't think they can finish off the Wraith. There's a sneak pounce on Dylan Frey. It is down to just Puggums and the Wraith. Nymph gonna finish him very handily here. There's the pinning sneak.
This is some of the most beautiful Wraith play I've ever seen in my life. Bye, Puggums. Just kidding, coming back.
Oh, a little bit of BM there. Backs off.
Yeah, he will definitely finish him off before the dropship comes in. And Puggums goes down. Wow, I have not seen a Wraith win ever, if not in a very long time. That was beautiful. Like I said earlier, we've only seen 1 monster win today out of 7 games. Let's make that 2 and get a point on the board for the Wraith. All these monster players playing Kraken. We see TPA's monster bringing out Wraith and taking a win.
Yeah, actually making awesome. Wraith work. I'm really glad that we got to see that today. It's nice to really see some monsters willing to take risks, try something new here in the Majors, something that maybe teams aren't expecting or aren't used to, and actually making it work out well for them.
Oh, yeah, it paid off definitely back there. So many monsters focused on Kraken. So many Hunter squads know how to counter it. But the Wraith coming in hot, taking the W. Comes to show, you can play something other than Kraken and take Ws. Solid performance right there. Did miss a couple Warp Blasts. He does like to go Warp Blast Abduct, I noticed. I would rather go Abduct, and then as they're jumping away from you so you can't follow up, then go in for the Warp Blast so you've exhausted the Hunter's jetpack. But other than that, excellent play on that Wraith right there. That might encourage me to play a bit more Wraith. Wraith is my 2nd most played monster right behind Kraken.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to play Wraith, Nymph is actually a really, really good player to watch for months now. I think the first time I ever played with Nymph was back when I did the viewers versus pros streams all the time. And Nimp was actually just a viewer back then, playing Wraith against teams of the pro hunters, and he still did very, very well. He's someone who has been playing Wraith for a long time now.
Yep, and it shows right there. He is very, very well practiced. That makes it 2-0 in favor of Team Potato Win. The Dildozers need to take some monster wins in order to not get eliminated because, as you guys all know, it is currently single elimination in this part of the majors. So team loses, they're out. One team is going to go to the quarters, and one team is going to have a 0% chance of going to Poland. I mean, I guess they can buy their own plane tickets and come hang out in Poland, but they're not going to compete, that's for sure.
Yeah, and depending on where you live, that can be a little bit expensive.
Oh, yeah, for me, Poland is literally the opposite side of the world. But I'm sure it's nice over there. They have, what, Polish hot dogs? They have Polish hot dogs at Costco, I found out. Those are the kinds of hot dogs that we have at Costco here in California. And they're pretty good. I would like to have some legitimate Polish hot dogs, though. Playing for some Polish hot dogs, ladies and gentlemen, here in the ESL Major Playoffs. We are currently in the round of 16. This is single elimination, the 12th and 13th. We do have some games lined up on the 13th. Meanwhile, 14th and 15th is the round of 16. Also, the quarterfinals are the 21st and 22nd. And tune in for the semifinals and finals on October 10th. Brought to you from Poland by my man DB Sinclair, the dude with the beard, and D-Man. We'll be getting in just a moment. TPA and Dildozers, neither team a pushover. I don't expect TPA to take a 4-0 here. Dildozers got some great people on their team. So let's see what they can do. It is 2-0 right now. We're going to switch over to another map and see how the monster does. I believe we have the Dildozers monster coming up next.
All right, it's going to be Aurora Symphony again, looking
Aurora,
to actually take a win.
ESL page for
Let
the
me get that muted real quick. Looks like Roy was just talking there. It's going to be up to Aurora Symphony to actually take a win for his team, the Dildozers, and start their momentum shift if they really want to have a chance at coming back. This is a best of 7, so we still potentially have quite a few more games coming up.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, everyone on the stream. You know, there is something cool that happened after the free weekend that was not talked about anywhere except on my stream. And while we have a moment, did you guys know, for those of you who bought Evolve over the free weekend, shout out to you guys. I think you made a good purchase. All the base hunters were unlocked, tiers 1 through 3, if you guys didn't already know that. So if you're seeing the Wraith right here in competitive play, and you're like, man, I got to go through the Goliath and the Kraken to unlock the Wraith, not anymore. They have actually, after the free weekend, lifted that restriction, so you don't have to get one star, one tier on previous hunters to unlock the next hunter or the next monster. So for those of you who might have been inspired to play Wraith by that last game, or you're seeing a lot of Kraken and you don't have them unlocked yet after the free weekend because you've only got Goliath, that restriction's gone. You want to play Hyde, Cabot, Laz, you know, none of those are tier 1s. You don't got to unlock anything anymore. Everything in the base game, 1 through 3, unlocked on launch. So that's pretty cool. You want to play some Wraith, you can just go straight to it.
Well, I got some other news for you, Nikki. Something else that I didn't realize just quickly chatting with some of the other teams while getting set up. You know...
Yeah, what's up?
I misread the schedule a little bit.
Oh. What's happening?
So, 1 a.m. European time tomorrow, or actually, I guess it would be right now, CET. Team Thrown Together and Apex Apocalypse are scheduled. I was thinking it was going to be yesterday, so we only have one series to cast tomorrow, and we're actually casting another best of 7 after this.
Interesting. All right, then. I was not informed of these things either.
We got a ton more Evolve.
All right. Well, I have a sandwich right here that I'm going to quickly consume during a break that I hope we get. But I was reading the ESL Major Playoff schedules. The dates are correct. They did not give me any times, and Europe is about 8 hours ahead of where I am here in California. So I did not see that one coming, but that's all right. I got nothing better to do all day because I have no friends. Just kidding. You guys are my friends. All right, let's go. Let's go. Hopping in here.
Looks like the same lineup as we saw last time. I think that's to be expected. They did very, very well against Aurora Symphony, and they'll be looking to play just as well this game and really secure a lead for their team.
So what's going on tomorrow, Dan? Go for Evolve starting at 9 a.m. PDT, noon Eastern?
Yeah, the Go for Evolve will start at 9 a.m. PDT, noon Eastern, That is, what is that? 5 p.m. GMT, if you're in one of the European time zones.
And then after that, we have one series for the Majors to cast.
And then we have one series of the ESL Majors immediately after the Sunday Cup, yeah.
All right, that is awesome. So we got another series after this, and then we got a tournament, and then another series tomorrow. So you guys are getting so much competitive Evolve this weekend. I don't know if you're not following the stream, what went wrong. Were you dropped on your head as a baby? Like, you got to be following the stream because you want that competitive Evolve, right? Yeah, we got it all weekend. Let's go. Going in here on the feed, Aurora Symphony back in on the monster. He didn't do so hot last round. Think he's going to be doing better this time around? Hopefully. He's got that pile of Reavers right here. This is the pile of Reavers I'm always talking about. There's about 5 of them right here. Not to mention the Tyrant right next door, who's actually not here right now. I think that Tyrant is just chilling. We're going in. Feeding up on the Reavers. Feeding up on the Mammoth Birds. And the Hunters are inbound. TPA looking to take it 3-0. Going to match point. But Aurora Symphony's not going to give it to him that easily.
Aurora Symphony in the sky here, looking to get some feed on in the southwestern section of the map before the rest of the Hunter team closes in. Roy very, very close behind. Gonna be able to be within flushing range in just a few minutes here.
He is moving in. The Hunters are very, very close to this monster. Before we get a dome in here, let me guess the perks. Damage, movement, reload, reload. From top to bottom. No, I got
damage quick switch. It is Roy. Roy always takes quick switch on Markov. That's something that we've seen consistently for a few Sunday Cups now. I would say at least since the title update. Aurora Symphony, decent dome from right here. Actually, that might be a God Dome.
Is that a loop or a God Dome right there?
No, it is a loop. It is a loop.
That's
he can definitely fit through that. That's good. That's what he wants.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Trapper just barely giving him that loop right there. Going in.
Oh, dropping it with the Aftershock.
Ow, I felt that one.
Yeah, Fave taking a massive hit there. But, you know, Aurora Symphony doesn't have the skills or the damage to really keep up the aggression at this point in the game. He can only just dish out a little bit of damage, force the medic to heal them up, and buy himself some time to back off and continue to mitigate.
Looks like we got some health damage that will be coming in a little bit. I don't think Aurora Symphony will be able to escape with armor. He is going to take health damage, but it's going to be very, very light. Markov going in on him. That loop is very, very tight. If you're going to have a loop, at least let it be super, super tight. Oh, I don't think there's an infinity loop, though. Yep, the dome does go down, but I think he is going to take a bit of health damage down on the chase. If not, definitely from Crow. Crow does have that long rifle, which can completely bypass armor, so he did take health damage, but it was extremely light. Aurora Symphony's looking all right now. He does have full energy, so he's just going to be looking for a nice, comfy, safe spot to stage, preferably with some overhead. Oh, the Mammoth Bird! Why did you do that, Aurora Symphony? We all know that those things are... Oh, no! All the humanity of the second Mammoth Bird, why? Oh, no. Okay, so he did take about 10% of his stage 1 health damage, but that's all right. He's going to stage 2. Going to gain a little bit more health. Ooh, man, dude. I felt that one in my gut right there. Man, my whole life went in slow motion. Oh, and the Kyra napalm nades. Coming in hot. 3 Aftershock, 1 Lightning, 1 Banshee, 1 Vortex is what he's taking right here at stage 2. Going to be looking to get a little bit of armor. If he gets that armor, he'll be looking all right for a fight here at stage 2. Focus down, Hank. Get the rest of the team down. There's that Mammoth Bird he dropped earlier, but unfortunately was not able to feed upon. Still moving down through the foresty map that is Wraith Trap. We're back here. I believe this is a loop, perhaps?
Yeah, this looks like it is a decent loop right here.
Does look like he can't go back.
Yeah, he can't get through. Okay.
Yep,
oh, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to hug that Dune Beetle. Fave, though, finishing off the Dune Beetle with the Laser Cutter. Meanwhile, Aurora Symphony forcing Roy back. Roy taking a little bit below half health. And doesn't really want to risk his health there. This is an opportunity for them to dish out some damage to Aurora, though. He's got no armor. They've done 1 bar of permanent health. Fave and EAX here. Aurora looking to work them down. Drops a Vortex, takes in the skies again. And who's he going to choose to focus? He's got to find a target to focus and actually make this dome worthwhile.
Yeah, it looks like they're not getting too much health damage, although it is purely to the benefit of the Hunters. I don't think Aurora Symphony is going to be able to get any down penalties, but the dome is going to be offline in just a second. Nice orbital to cut off the run right here. That's going to chip him away just a little bit. Aurora Symphony didn't take too much damage in that dome. I've seen monsters escape domes with way less health than that, but it's still more damage than he would have liked to take for a total of 0 down penalties. He is on the run right now, going to try to feed up, get full armor, and then recommit to another fight. See if he can focus someone down. Generally in this team comp, the first one down is going to be Hank, the support. He's the weak link. He cannot shield himself. And
phenomenal dome for
next.
TPA there.
Yep.
Half of all of Aurora's health damage dealt in that dome, and Aurora was unable to get even a single strike on the Hunters.
They're doing good on the chase is what's happening right now. I think they took about a bar on the chase. Eating up here. He wants to get domed with full armor. He's not going to get directly to stage 3 with this low energy in his current state.
You realize that in the competitive scene, we almost never see Wraith Trap, and yet this is the second series of games today, out of 2, where we've actually seen Wraith Trap.
Yeah, what's up with that? Has something been going on behind the scenes that I don't know about? Wraith Trap being picked a ton? I don't know who's picking it. Are the monsters saying, hey, team captain, can we play Wraith Trap? Or are the hunters just like, you know what, we've practiced Wraith Trap. Let's get this on. Let's hunt a monster down on Wraith Trap. Oh, stopping to get the Mega Mouth so he doesn't cause any problems for the hunters in the future. Of course, those Mega Mouths are always sitting right there. You just got to be aware and not get eaten, because wildlife really can turn the tide for hunter squads. Not so much in competitive, but definitely if you're a more casual player and you don't have all the wildlife spawns memorized, they could cause some serious problems for your team and win the game single-handedly.
Oh, Aurora Symphony, nice lightning strike. They're going to force the Hunters back, and he's going to continue heading south now. That bought him a lot of distance, and he dodges a dome. That dome's on cooldown for 45 seconds now. Aurora's got plenty of free time to move around the map, feed up, and potentially even take a stage 3.
Unfortunate dome miss right there by EAX. Trappers just, aside from AmyBot's double god dome, Trappers are just not looking too hot on this map as far as dropping domes, catching the monster, not getting loops. Going in on the feed, Aurora Symphony trying to eat, I believe that's a couple Venom Hounds back there. He's almost ready for stage 3, which, courtesy of the dome miss, if he can manage to down a hunter, that will also give him 2 bars of energy, which is more than enough for him to be able to hit stage 3. He's just going to look for one more meat. Dome is ready on EAX, and it looks like he is going in for a deep cut right here to try to grab the monster. Going in here.
Aurora Symphony, yeah, dropping that lightning strike. Long range does not connect with anyone. He's got the Banshee Mines. Up and around, just waiting to push back any hunters that come in. There's a Vortex, knocks Roy back. Roy down below half. EAX slipping around the other side. He does throw the dome. Aurora's in another dome. Hasn't taken any armor damage now. This is the time to commit if he wants to. All the hunters are grouped up. No Aftershock, though. And Aurora's just going to back off again. I think he's a little bit scared with how much health damage they've already dealt to him.
For the billionth time today, he does have a loop. Aftershock he put most of his points into. That's a very easy ability to hit when you put 3 points into it. The range was buffed. But with 3 points in it, that means he doesn't have too much to use in his other abilities. Aftershock coming in hot, speaking of which, on Hank. Looks like he is finally going in for the fight. Heal Burst does come out. Hank is looking at about half health. I think he'll be just all right. I'm pretty sure he has an orbital ready. If it
he
really
does pop that cloak too. Easily able to escape, and they've dished out a ton of damage to Aurora Symphony's armor. They're going to be in permanent health damage in just a minute here. Roy comes in with that lightning gun, pushes Aurora back the other way. There's a lightning strike dodged by EAX. Great jetpack usage right there, and he's already on the ground, starting to recharge it. Dropping in for an Aftershock, though. That could be a double Aftershock hit right there. On top of an orbital, though. Aurora's armor is gone. They are into real damage, and Aurora's forced to back off as the dome falls.
See, the support back there got pounced, but he got pounced inside of an orbital, which is the best time to get pounced, if you're going to get pounced. Actually, the best time to get pounced is to not get pounced, but if you get pounced in an orbital. And that's exactly what happened right there. They're really chipping away at him. Aurora Symphony's got to hit stage 3 to take this one home. I don't think he's going to take a win here at stage 2, especially with Crow being able to shoot directly through armor into health. Crow's probably not going to get the kill, but it's really going to whittle him down, even if he mitigates with full armor. So Aurora Symphony's got to hit stage 3 in order to take a W here. Going in on the feed, just trying to get a little bit of armor so he doesn't continue to get chipped, and finally topping off that energy bar. Ooh, does he have some overhead cover right here? I think Hank might be able to land an orbital, although he did break LOS. Oh, I've actually never seen a monster move.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I've never seen that. I guess if you evolve right on the ledge of a rock, you will slide off as you're evolving.
I did not know
2
that.
in Lightning Strike, 3 in Aftershock, 1 in Banshee Mines, 3 in Vortex. I'm gonna round off his stage 3 abilities just like he took in the last game. Aurora Symphony at half health and no armor. This is do or die time for Aurora Symphony. This could be a 3rd win for TPA in this best of 7 here. Comes in now with the Lightning Strike on Fave. Fave does dodge the Lightning Strike. He's not going to dodge that Aftershock, though. No jetpack. And the Lightning Gun from Roy continuing to dish out the damage on Aurora Symphony's permanent red health bar. There's the Orbital, and Aurora goes right into the Orbital. Swoops back out, drops the Vortex. EAX goes down, the Dome falls, and Aurora can back off.
Man, I just want to say, Movement Cocoon, new meta. Cocoon Decoy, new meta. Cocoon Decoy, new meta. Get the Parnell Super Soldier face stuff in the Cocoon, and you're not in it. Let's see it happen, monster players of the world. Aurora Symphony looking about 3-ish bars of health. He can still take this one home, capitalize on that down penalty that the Trapper now has, but I would say the Hunters at this point have the upper hand. Going in on the feed. He does have a lot more armor at stage 3, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a lot more armor at stage 3. Hunter's still choosing to chase, and that's due to the fact that Aurora still hasn't armored up. They don't have to set up just yet. They're trying to push him off of continued feeding and possibly get an early dome. Looks like they are going to back off now, though. Aurora got enough distance that it's no longer efficient to chase. And now they need to start thinking about where they want to set up for the final battle.
Yep, they might set up where we saw Eyes on You set up, near that Nomad. Of course, you're going to want to kill the Nomad before you set up there. That's where my team sometimes likes to set up. There's also a little bit more towards the northern side of the map, another spot as well that you can hang out on. Actually, I believe that's the southern side of the map. The helipad's on the north. So a little more south of this location is another nice spot to hang out. You can also use the Tyrant pool and use the house to kite around and a couple of trees. All right, Aurora Symphony, gotta take the fight to him.
Heading off Aurora, throwing out Gobi a little bit in advance there. Don't think it actually caught him. I've got the outline turned off and we don't see the yellow outline around him. So I don't believe it actually caught him. Aurora Symphony, though, circling around wide. Oh, he does trigger the bird, so they know that he's circling around from this side. They will be ready for him, unless he chooses to go in a different direction.
Right about here is the spot that sometimes my Hunter Squad likes to use for the setup. Also that Nomad spot, and also for fighting a Goliath. There is a nice tree of life, as I like to call it, near the Tyrant pool and the house. You could set the support on top of to use shields. But this is a Kraken, so he could fly over the house. They are opting to set up. Where that Nomad was, I'm sure they've killed it. Lightning Strike coming in hot, does not connect. Aftershock is next. Does drop on EAX. EAX is not looking too hot in terms of health. Hank's shield does come out, and he is shielded. Kyra needs to heal him up. He's going to take a little bit of health damage while that shield from Fave recharges. Lightning comes in. Nice dodge by Kyra, and the Aftershock is next. Very predictable. He's using Lightning and then Aftershock. Take note of that. Fave is very, very low right now. Did he drop the orbital? He has to use a cloak or defensive orbital himself. Kyra doing a great job keeping the team up.
There's another Aftershock. Nice shields onto Bugsy. Vortex, though, knocking Fave back, and Aurora switches up and goes for Fave right away rather than continuing to focus damage on Bugsy. Fave has no jetpack left. The Lightning Strike does connect as the orbital falls. Aurora Symphony down to 2.5 bars of health here, and the rest of the Hunter team continuing to fire away. Fave is already back up to half. That Aftershock does connect. A few more shots will take him down, but Aurora doesn't have the health left to commit. Lightning Strike misses Bugsy too. That's absolutely huge. A couple lashes from the tentacles. 1 or 2 more hits will do it. All he has to do is fire away from the sky. Bugsy. Oh, and Fave is actually back up. Aurora Symphony has to back off. Rest of the Hunter team going to chase now. There's very, very little that Aurora Symphony can do at this point. A few charge shots from EAX will finish the game no matter how much armor he has.
Yep, and that's what I was about to say. He comes back with full armor. One charge shot from
One
Crow.
charge shot. Yeah, he has to take out EAX
to the pinky toe
without giving him a single charge shot. That's gonna right there. EAX bullseye on the call as Aurora Symphony drops out of the air. That's win number 3 for TPA.
He was so low health right there that literally a charge shot to the smallest tentacle appendage. What, a pinky toe? I don't know if Krakens and pinky toes would have finished him off right there. There's really nothing Aurora Symphony could have done at the end of the game right there to finish it, even if we want to go get more armor. That was it. Solid performance by TPA, who is now on match point. They are 3-0 in the series. They really, really got to take a W to make a comeback here in the ESL Major Playoffs, or Dilldozers will be eliminated from the round of 16 and have no chance of hanging out in Poland. TPA is 3-0 right now. They really, Dilldozers, got to make a comeback.
Yeah, this was not the way that I expected this series to go. I really didn't think that TPA would dominate like this. I thought it would be a much closer series of games here.
Yeah, these are two extremely strong teams, and actually, if I were to make my predictions, if I didn't already know that they were going against each other in the round of 16, I would not have been surprised if they were in the semifinals. If both these teams were in the semifinals. Of course, they both can't be in the semifinals because they're going against each other right now in single elimination. But I wouldn't be surprised. They're such high skill teams that if they were both were in the semifinals, along with, say, Eyes on You, Ninja Penguins, I would not have been surprised. All right, we're going to switch over.
They are DDs now, are one game away from elimination, from losing their chance to go to Poland. And it's going to be tough, to pull back momentum when you're in a 3-0 deficit in a best-of-7. That is rough. They have to win 4 games in a row in order to come back and actually close out this series now.
That's especially difficult for the Monster, who's got no one to back him up. Plus, he knows if he loses, you're out. So Dildozer's got a lot of pressure on him. It's also the team morale. That's something you don't get to see on a cast, is how the team feels in terms of morale. Are they still pumped? Are they still saying, hey, we got this, we can pull it together? Or are they like, man, we really screwed up.
I think Buxy's doing
we can't make the comeback. Team morale is a huge part of competitive play in these longer series, best 4 out of 7. And I'm not sure how Dildozers are feeling right now, but they're definitely not feeling as good as they would be if they were the ones 3-0ing and not the ones being 3-0'd.
Yeah, for sure. And, that's another thing, too, is the morale. Just coming back and keeping your team in the game and psyched up and ready to go after a deficit like this. That's rough.
Yeah, they are not looking too hot right now. Dildozers, ladies and gentlemen. Should we do another emote poll here, Dan?
I think now would be the perfect time to do a little emote poll. Maybe as soon as we're ready to jump into the next game. I'm guessing it's going to be the same lineup as last time. Crow, Cabot, Laz, and Hyde versus a Wraith. I don't think Nimp is going to pick anything other than Wraith.
I'm excited to see this. This is a very interesting team comp. Does Nimp mainly play Wraith? Seems like it.
Yeah, Nimp does mainly play Wraith. That's about it.
All right. TPA's Nimp on the Wraith. If he wins, that's a 4-0. If you guys want the Double Ds to make a comeback, you're going to want the Hunters to win, guys. Let's do that emo poll. How about some Franker Z for TPA? Give me some of them dogs in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want the Hunters to win, let's get some PogChamps in there, ladies and gentlemen. Some Franker Z or some PogChamps. Franker Z for the Monsters, some PogChamps for the Hunter. Go. Give me them emotes. Who do you want to win? We are on match point right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. This is Wraith Trap, the opposite side. We're flipping over. We got a very, very interesting team comp for you guys here. A very interesting matchup. Cabot Laz, the glass cannon, always awesome to watch. Cabot dies, you all die. Cabot dying is not helpful. Laz dies, you all die. Daisy dies, you all die. But with Laz in the game, it's anyone's game, really. Laz is such an important character in this team comp. All the pressure's on Black Tide. If he goes down, that can almost guaranteed be a monster win. If he's up the whole game, that can almost definitely be a Hunter win. Actually, my medic player, actually not one of my assault player, who for some reason was playing medic in a random Hunt 2.0 game on PS4, was playing Laz and revived everyone on the team when he was last man standing, including Daisy. I don't know how he did it, but apparently he did it.
That's pretty amazing. That's something I would like to see. All right, Hunter team dropping in now. The hunt is on. They didn't have the best luck against Nimp in the last game, of course. They had a ton of just really, really badly placed domes. So I think if they can pull off some better domes on this map, and this map is definitely built for it, they may stand a better chance. Of course, Nip already completely juking the Hunter team. Look at this. Look at how far away he is.
Juke game on point. Now, the thing is with Cabot and Bucket, unlike Sonny and Hank, is they have some reconnaissance abilities with that dust tag, with that UAV, and of course, we have Gobi on the team. So when you take one of the two offensive supports, you also get a little bit of team bonus to your ability to locate the monster with those abilities, the support abilities for reconnaissance purposes. So the fact that the Wraith here is managing to juke a team with extra Wraith locating abilities is even more impressive, because it's extra hard to juke when you have to deal with Gobi and a dust tag.
Here's the key, though. Almost 2 minutes in, and he pulled off a juke like that, and he still doesn't have enough to evolve to stage 2. And that's the problem with juking like that. It drastically slows down your feed. He's going to have to pull off another successful juke if he actually wants to take a stage 2 unscathed. Looks like he might have actually pulled that off, though.
Yep, he's just got to get far, far away from these hunters and then take a stage. Looks like they might think he's near helipad, but he's not there anymore. He's nowhere near this helipad.
Oh, wow, maybe they don't know.
Yeah, they're following behind him now. I think they do have the trail, but they're following directly behind him.
Gobi might spot him there, though. He does. Gobi highlights him for a split second. That was all that they needed.
Oh, good deal, Gobi. He does still need about 1 or 2 more meets to hit stage 2, though. And once he gets those meets, if he can continue juking, he'll be all right. Really, really juking Gobi. And the dust tag. Wow, he actually got a lot farther than I thought he did.
Yeah, he did. And that shows you the power of a sneaky Wraith player. You know, he's not abusing decoy or anything like that. He's just simply playing smart.
Yep, movement speed Wraith. Let's go through the perks here. Movement speed, reload, reload, movement speed.
Pugham's switching it up, taking movement speed now. He realizes that's a little bit more important in this matchup, especially with Nimp taking movement speed himself.
Yeah, and with movement speed, it's a lot easier to get the domes where you want them to be to close those loops. Now, you're going to get less domes.
He might have a dome here before Nimp finishes. Nope, Nimp is going to escape now, I think.
Bye, Nimp.
Oh, you know what? That was actually the decoy. Puggums didn't throw it because he saw the decoy, thought it might have been the real one. He was actually in range to throw it and didn't even realize it.
The Wraith still trying to sneak away here. It does have a bit of armor, so if he gets domed in a loop, it is not going to be looking good for this Hunter squad. In fact, back here, there's pretty much no way you can't not get a loop. Double negatives coming in hot. Decoy going over.
Oh, look at that! Look at that brilliant dust tag right there.
Nice.
Gypsy Danger knew exactly where he was going, and so did Puggums. They do get the dome. That's a half-armor dome. They do have a Tyrant in the middle. They need to watch out for that and maybe finish off the Tyrant right away.
This is a beautiful dome right here. Like I said, if they would have dropped it back there, would have caused a loop. They decided to hold it. He walked right into the dust tag, and there is a dome without a loop.
Oh, nice decoy into sneak attack on Puggums there. And the abduction. Puggums very, very low. He needs to get some heals and some shields here. Otherwise, this dome is going to fall, and Nimp is just going to run without any real damage on Gypsy Danger coming in with the damage amp, going to force Nimp off. He doesn't want to actually take any amped damage from Dylan Frey. The abduct on Puggums again, though. 1 or 2 more hits are going to do it. That Warp Blast does take him down, and Nimp is going to escape with very, very little permanent damage dealt to him.
That decoy is not going to be doing much, though. Unfortunately, he was lit on fire, so they do know exactly which direction he's moving. Puggums will be all right. Black Tide's going to smack him in the face with the Las Glove, and he is going to get back up on his feet and continue tracking the monster. Now, the thing is, even though the Wraith did not get any down penalties back there, he didn't take very much health damage either. So that's huge. In a Cabot Laz comp, if you stay in to finish people off, you better hope you get Laz. Because if you stay in and you don't get Laz, no forward progress for you. You got to eat the body or kill Laz. And he decided to just take what he got. I didn't lose that much health. I'm going to take that. That's fine for me. I downed Puggums. I'm leaving by. Is exactly what he did right there. Excellent dome, though.
Yeah,
good try.
Really
Just couldn't get the damage out.
And that was rough. Part of that was, throwing it with the Tyrant there in the fight. They did wisely finish off the Tyrant rather than ignoring it. They knew it would slow them down. It would prevent some of their aggression. But it's better to get rid of that Tyrant than to have it come in the middle of the fight and potentially give Nimp a stage 2 win.
Not to mention swallow someone, because those things will directly consume you right into their belly if you decide to screw with them for too long. Puggums looking for another dome here. Damage amp is...
Damage amp. Oh, and they do have a dome. This is a full armor dome, but they can quickly work through that armor with the damage amp.
Ooh, is that a loop back there? Might not be. Great job closing that loop, Puggums. This is how you want to drop domes. It is so much easier to land domes with 1 second dome times. Close those loops, trappers. Going in on Puggums, just trying to whittle him down a little bit. There goes the decoy. He is on fire, though, so it's not really going to matter. They're going to know exactly where he is. As you can tell, Hyde continuing to do some damage.
Nice Warp Blast dodge there. Auto attacks onto Puggums, though. The damage amp coming in, trying to dish out some punishment before this dome falls. Very little Puggums can do to get away when you're air juggled like that. And Nimp is going to escape. He did lose another bar of health in the process. And things are slowly getting worse and worse for him. As long as the Double Ds can keep this up, they will eventually whittle down his health.
Yeah, but keep in mind, every time Nimp gets a down penalty, that's 2 extra meats or 2 extra energy. Not really meats because you don't get armor, but it is 2 points of energy towards his bar. So he's not leaving the dome with absolutely nothing, but I would rather not lose health than get 2 free meats. I'm going to go eat 2 Reavers instead of giving up a bar of health for that meat. That was an excellent dome right there. Puggums did his best. And Gypsy Danger might actually want to start utilizing the cloak to keep Puggums alive rather than just using it, saving it for himself. Although he might be saving it for Laz. I actually don't know. Where was Black Tide that whole dome? Was he in the dome? Out?
Black Tide was hiding in the corner, actually just inside of the dome. When he was within range of Nimp seeing him, it looked like he popped his cloak there. We never really shifted to his perspective since it wasn't really needed. He wasn't doing anything, that dome. Oh, we've got another dome. A half armor dome on Nimp. This could be another bar of health or more, depending on how the Hunters play it. There's the abduct on Puggums. Nimp wants to get to this dome down as fast as possible. Damage amp coming in hot. And Nimp already losing a bar of armor.
I don't think we have any notable loops in here either. This is another excellent dome by Puggums. Excellent work right here. He is burning. Gypsy Danger's got it.
Oh, this is going to be it. A couple more auto attacks. Going to drop him. Warp Blast does take him down. Gypsy Danger almost down as well. Nimp losing the last bit of armor, and he's going to back off, really with no serious permanent health loss.
You know what Nimp could have done back there is abducted Gypsy Danger because he was so low, finished Gypsy Danger off, and then possibly killed him with the Warp Blast, decoy, and ate him. But that would be extremely risky considering he had no armor whatsoever. While Laz was focused on Puggums, is down Cabot. That would greatly reduce the team's damage output if he could take Cabot off the field, but unfortunately they did not do that. I wonder why Gypsy Danger is opting for Cabot instead of Bucket. Speaking of Cabot. I love those turrets, and the turrets, like I always say, are independent of the assault. Doesn't matter if the assault's up. But with Cabot, you need that damage amp, you need that assault alive. Bucket's turrets, it don't matter. Put them around a dead body, it'll punish.
Yeah, I think they want it for the additional visibility versus a Wraith. You've got the dust tag, which is very, very helpful. And of course, as long as you can see the Wraith, you can kind of get under his skin. You can continually fire away with that giant railgun that Cabot has.
Yeah, get those wall bangs and make sure that the Wraith is not feeding in the middle of the dome, even if it breaks line of sight. Got a dust tag, Wraith can't feed as long as you're shooting at him through the walls. Going in. I think he might be trying to juke here. I'm not sure if Gobi will actually get the pickup.
Gobi might actually. All he has to do is aim it in the right. Yeah, you know, Nimp a little bit too far away. Definitely not spotted by Gobi there. Puggums knows he's got to be around here somewhere. Gobi's already back in hand. He's going to be able to throw it out in just a second. Yeah, I don't think he does. Now he knows that Nimp is right on him. Nimp takes that opportunity.
Oh.
Auto attack. He misses the abduct. That's huge.
Good dog.
And gives Puggums the chance to throw the dome.
Yep. But Nimp is ready to hit stage 3. All he's got to do is down the trapper and bail out.
And there's the damage amp from Cabot coming in hot. Right into the Toxic Grenade and the Flamethrower of Hyde. Nimp now looking to drop this dome as quickly as possible. He's got to take out Puggums. Warp Blast in the air. Does finish him. Drops him down. And Nimp going to escape yet again.
Yep. I don't think Crow even got any charge shot chip damage back there. So Nimp is going to be free to run away and hit stage 3, which is exactly the position he wants to be in. After that, possibly kill Gypsy Danger, and then as Laz goes in for the res, kill Laz. That's how he won last time, and that's how I think he can win this time. If Black Tide makes a mistake, though, he can just go straight for killing Laz and capitalize on that. Although, at this level of play, it's unlikely. I don't think Black Tide would make a mistake as Laz. The whole team's counting on him.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen exceptional Laz play from Black Tide so far. We've seen him, we've actually seen all the Double Ds run this comp previously, and Black Tide always plays Laz very, very well. I wouldn't necessarily say it's their main comp, or maybe it is their new main comp, I don't know.
Yeah, this is a comp that I like to use a lot with my PS14. We actually took a couple Ws with this as well. but it is a very, very risky comp. As I always say, it is the glass cannon. And if the glass cannon is shattered, i.e. Laz goes down, then you're going to have some serious problems. You better kill the Wraith before the whole rest of the team goes down.
Nimp still trying to sneak away here. Toxic Grenade coming out a little bit too close to Dylan Frey. There's the dust tag. It does connect. They know exactly where he is now. And Puggins already cutting wide, looking for that next dome.
Yeah, he could potentially catch him one more time here at stage 2. But TPA really, really wants to get away here. TPA's Wraith to hit stage 3. They're still on the chase. They know exactly which direction the Wraith is moving. They absolutely saw that decoy. Puggins is shouting decoy to his team right now. They know that was absolutely a fake, and that Nimp is continuing down the same path towards the helipad right now. We may see a dome here in a moment if Puggins can find a place where he won't get any loops. Dome should be up in just a moment. There we go.
Throw it. Another stage 2 dome. He misses the abduct again. Nice bait from Puggins there. That's going to lock Wraith in place, allow the rest of the team time to show up. And if that abduct had missed, that dome would have been completely wasted. Nimp would have taken Puggins down in a heartbeat.
Hanging out, trying to mitigate for just a moment on top of this building right here. Nice job closing the back of the building. If you would have got the back of the building, that would have been...
There's the damage amp with the flamethrower, working down that armor as quickly as possible. Nimp comes in. Warp Blast onto Puggum's head. Couple more auto attacks are going to do it. There's a sneak attack. 1 or 2 more auto attacks. Puggum's pinned against the wall. Nowhere for him to go. Dome drops and Nimp escapes without losing any permanent health yet again.
Yeah, it looks like they might get him just a little bit here on the chase. Yup, there we go. Just a tiny bit of health damage. Nimp really, really just wants to hit stage 3. They just can't get the pressure off. Puggums and Gypsy Danger are doing a great job of locating the monster and just continuing to pressure him. If Nimp evolves and gets caught in a bad evolve, gets a minigun to the face, plus possibly a damage amp and a las mark on his face, they can kill him out of the cocoon. Maybe he'll use the decoy cocoon strat that we saw Aurora Symphony pioneer last round. Just trying to dodge away here.
Looks like Nimp might have actually pulled off the juke that he wants. Even though he gets the birds, he does have enough distance, I think, to safely evolve.
If not, he could definitely just drop Puggums. Puggums drops, leave the dome, eat, all good. Oh, Mammoth Birds, double hit by the Mammoth Birds. Oh,
wow,
man.
Look at his armor. It just demolished most of the armor that he just got back, and he is forced to run again.
Yeah, they might get another dome on him. Puggums' dome is up, down.
Yeah, I think this is
the
going to be another dome.
Too much.
Puggum's actually holding off, not wanting to push in. That was a good opportunity, but yeah, maybe not the wisest decision to jump in and throw it back there.
What do we have here, Dan, on the time? I'm going to guess 13 minutes?
14.
14. Wow, I'm actually not that bad at that. 14 minutes on the board. Nimp still trying to escape. There is a 20-minute timer, but as we near the end of the game, the timer will pause if combat is initiated. Warp Blast coming out.
Warp Blast onto Puggums. Puggums down below half. Black Tide actually tanking the abduct there. Nimp might choose to take the damage onto Black Tide. No, he's going to back off. He does pop the decoy. He's in the dome. He's on fire. They know where he is. They know which one's... No, they don't know what the real one is. Gypsy Danger was actually amping the decoy there.
Yeah, and he was stasis that whole time, so I'm not sure how they did not detect that. Nice Warp Blast. Double hit on Gypsy Danger and Puggums. Looks like the abduct does connect on the Trapper. Trapper down to about 15% health. A couple more hits will do it. Just used his heavy. Warp Blast coming to hot. Puggums down, and the Wraith is free to escape, but did lose a notable amount of health back there, and is still not stage 3. Ooh, abducting the Assault. Assault gonna pop his personal and get that minigun action on for the chase. Nimp was looking great up until this point. He lost way too much health in that dome for no progress. Laz proving why he is a viable medic pick here in competitive play.
Yeah, and we've seen it down after down after down, and of course, that's the magic of Laz. As long as Laz can use that glove, there is no strike. He's going to get him back up at full health, no permanent health loss to the Hunters at all, and things are looking very, very bad for Nimp at this point. Of course, the thing is, playing a Wraith against this comp, if he can take stage 3 and get full armor, he still has a chance at winning. Whenever you're playing with Laz, a game can turn from an almost guaranteed win into an almost guaranteed loss for your team in a split second.
I like these ability upgrades right here. Of course, the Dildozers are on the Hunters right now. If they win, then they are not eliminated. Team Potato Aim.
This could be the momentum shift that the Dildozers need.
Yep. Team Potato Aim is 3-0, so this is series point. If Dildozers loses any upcoming matches, they will be eliminated from the Evolve ESL Major Playoffs. Ooh, the dome is online, but they
in no armor at all. This could be a decent dome to mitigate, and he's gonna pop that decoy and try to escape out into the open air where he can go up and down. And it looks like he does. Is he gonna take to the sky? No, he's actually going right for Blacktide. Blacktide with a nice dodge there. Hunter team able to continue firing away. Cabot could actually shoot through that ceiling right there if he had wanted to.
Exactly. Get that dust tag in on the Wraith. He'll be located, and you can shoot up and down through the ceiling. There's a lot of verticality here, and a little bit of a loop down there in the cave. Just a small, small mini loop. But it is worth doming the monster here because he had no armor whatsoever. Just came out of an Evolve.
And there he is.
Really trying
right
to
there, going back up high again. He's doing a great job mitigating damage. The damage amp from Gypsy Danger, basically painting a direct line to the target. There's the dust tag. They know the dome is about to fall. They want him tagged for when the dome is up. And now it's Cabot's chance to shine. Dish out some real damage to the Wraith. Just do what you can and prep for the next engagement.
Nice job mitigating right there. Any lesser Wraith player may have dropped dead right there.
Yeah.
Because he only had 3 bars of health right there. And the timer is ticking, ladies and gentlemen. It will freeze if the Wraith gets in combat, but he doesn't have a lot of time to go get armor. Luckily, he doesn't need that much, but still, timer is to be considered at this point in the game. 17.5 minutes in.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very tough for Nymph to switch this up into a win. Fortunately for him, he is playing Wraith, which I would say in this situation against this comp, you got the best chance at turning a losing game into a win in the shortest period of time. He just has to armor up, and he's got to do it quickly. There's the 2 minutes from this point on. As long as any of the players are in combat, it will pause that timer. If that timer does hit 0, though, the game is over, and it's a win for the Hunters. And I think you're muted right now, Nikki, because I can see your mouth moving.
I just muted.
You just Nikki muted.
I just Nikki muted in the middle of a cast because I decided to sniffle a little bit. My apologies. Anyway, it's not like I said anything important like revealed the name of the 5th monster, but you know, that's all right. All right, getting in here on the Wraith. Stasis going in. We do have a full armor Wraith.
And another dome.
Health.
Oh, this could be it. Someone's going to go down in this dome. I think either Nymph is going to go down or he's going to commit and take out the Hunters. He can't keep playing around like this, especially not with a Crow who can continually railgun or long rifle him and take down that health. There's the Warp Blast onto Puggins, switches it back up, goes on to Gypsy Danger. Looks like support might fall into second here. There's the damage amp coming out. Toxic grenades. His armor is almost gone. They might finish it off. This might be a win for the Double Ds here.
Yep,
oh, double Warp Blast! This is what I'm talking about right here. Blacktide has to come out. He has to make a play. This is exactly what Nymph needs. Dylan Frey, very, very low. Warp Blast. Dylan Frey does pop the shield. Oh, he abducts the body.
Nice
and gives Blacktide the time to get a res. That's not what you want right now. He's got to be so careful. And if he backs off now, then everyone is going to be back in the fight with no strikes, and all of this was in vain.
Yep, and he lost health for pretty much no reason whatsoever. Yep, everyone back up on their feet. It is not looking good for this monster right now. They might be able to finish him off right here. In fact, I don't think he thinks he can make it. And that is a W on the board for the Dildozers. 3-1 in the series. They are holding on, not eliminated, because that was match point right there for Team Potato Way. And the Dildozers taking it back. Let's see if they can make a comeback, which would be legendary. They are 3-0 right now, 1 away from elimination. And if they come back, bring it to a 7th game tiebreaker, that would be insane.
Double Ds taking game number 4. And this could be the momentum shift that they wanted. Of course, when you're this close to winning as any team in any game, regardless, actually. It can always be disheartening when you're dominating your opponent and then you see them start to come back. And it's going to be up to TPA to not lose that momentum, to keep things going in their favor.
If I'm 3-1 right now, though, I just say, you know what? We made a mistake. Don't worry about it. We're going to pick it up. We have another chance. Nymph did drop a game. He has another game as Monster, at least if the Dildozers comes back, we absolutely will see another Hunter game and another Monster game from the Dildozers if they continue winning these next two matches. So Nimp can still take it back if they do bring it to a tiebreaker, but I don't think it has to go to that. We might see a 4-1. I don't know.
I think that was an accidental start by Aurora Symphony. The Hunters aren't here yet, so we'll just have to wait for the Hunters to join in the lobby. I was going to say, wow, they're ready to go already, and then I realized no one else is in the lobby, unless Aurora wants to 1v1 me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
wow,
Let's
I think
get
he
some of that.
does. I can see the loading screen now. All
right.
right, I guess it's me
Bucket.
versus Aurora right now.
Bucket, Val, Maggie, and let's go Lenny against his Kraken. Don't do that. Don't ever use that team comp against a Kraken. I don't think that's going to go well. Someone prove me wrong. Go use that against a good Kraken and let me know how it goes. But hopping in here, we're going to switch sides. The Dildozers, if they do bring it to a tiebreaker, have a chance to play their Monster and their Hunters again. So we'll see if they can take down Nimp, if Nimp can take a win. I don't know. It's anyone's game still. If Dildozers makes a comeback, it would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be another amazing comeback. Of course, you know, Hype almost won in that last series of games that we had earlier today, and Eyes on You shifted that momentum and turned things into their favor. That's what the Dildozers need to do if they want to turn this series into a win. Of course, this series is already shaping up to possibly be a little bit closer.
Yep, I was not expecting a shutout whatsoever. At least a 4-2. So let's see if Dildozers can take one more game here. The next map. The map will be changed. We did just play Racetrap on both sides, so let's switch it around.
Now, I don't have the map picks, so I don't know exactly what map is coming up next. Aurora will have to get that changed out while they finish up their Hunter Monster picks as well.
I have reports from Bugsy that indicate that they are running the same picks versus Aurora Symphony. So what is that? Kraken, Kyra, Hank. Was it Crow? Markov? Was that what they were running?
Crow and Markov, yeah.
All right, cool. I am an intelligent caster. Here on MedLab, one of the hardest maps in the game to play Monster, and Aurora Symphony has had a hard time so far.
Yeah, so it's going to be even harder for them. This could be the final win that TPA needs to secure the deal, advance to the round of 8, and eliminate the Dildozers at the same time.
Yeah, let's see how he can do. I don't know if he's going to change it up. They did say they are going to take the same picks on the Hunter side. I don't know if Aurora Symphony is going to be taking Kraken again, or if he's going to go Meteor Goliath. I haven't seen any of that yet.
I think he will take Kraken again. Now that I think about it, I don't think I have ever seen Aurora Symphony play anything else in competitive before.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if he manages to pull a Kraken win, stick to what he knows, or if he pulls something out of his back pocket. Because if there was a time to play a wild card, it would be right now, because he's not been doing so hot yet, and they are very close to elimination.
Yeah, switch it up, try something new, maybe potentially do something that TPA is not prepared for. This is actually a very long loading screen.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the lobby crashed. I'm gonna type to Aurora real quick.
All right, we'll see what monster Aurora's got. Here on MedLab, in my opinion, in the current ESL map pool, I don't know if the chat agrees with me, but I think the hardest map in the ESL map pool to play Monster. I can't think of a map that's harder. I think some people would argue Weather Control, but I think MedLab, just the way scouting and pockets work on this map, is a little difficult.
Okay, it does look like the lobby actually crashed, so we're just going to remake real quick. I'll have to close out Evolve. Hopefully this does not mess up OBS's game capture.
Well, while we wait, ladies and gentlemen, did you know me and DB are going to TwitchCon? Yeah. You guys should find us. I feel like DB and myself are not hard people to find in public. If you were to see maybe Dan in public, you might not know it's him. But if you see me in public, you would absolutely, that's Nikki. If you see Dan, it's like, oh, is that Dan? I'm not entirely sure until he turns around. If you see me from behind, you're like, yeah, that's Nikki. If you see DB from behind, you're going to say to yourself, yeah, that's DB. So me and DB will be at TwitchCon September 25th and 26th. I have Evolve posters for you guys, and I think I'm the only one who has Evolve posters. So you guys can come hunt me down, and if you want a poster while supplies last, come say what's up. I'll get you one. As well as DB will be carrying around, I believe, alcoholic beverage containers containing no alcohol, but they are alcoholic beverage containers, Evolve alcoholic beverage containers alongside
So
fingers.
wouldn't that just make them beverage containers?
Well, they don't contain alcohol, but I think shot glasses are meant to contain alcohol. I don't know who drinks normal beverages out of shot glasses. But yeah, we'll have some cool stuff like foam fingers and these headbands. So be sure to drop by
Come
if
on.
you see me, DB, at TwitchCon.
Really? You don't think people drink other stuff out of shot glasses? I drink apple juice out of shot glasses all the time.
No way. Maybe I
Yeah.
should try that out.
Yeah,
What
and
do you think?
I put one of those little sippy cup tops on top, you know, like
Oh,
2-year-old
so it
kids
doesn't
have.
spill all over you.
Yeah, yeah.
So your shot, your small amount of apple juice doesn't spill all over you.
All right, here we go now.
Let's go.
Game number 5 underway. Aurora Symphony looking to take his first win as a monster. What do you
All
think
right.
his chances are here? TPA has done such a good job against Aurora. And I mean, Aurora is still a phenomenal monster player, but TPA's hunters are on point. In fact, I remember there was a point in the ESL Sunday Cups where, I don't want to say Ninja Penguins was scared of TPA, but TPA is one of those hunter teams where Ninja Penguins says, you know, whoa, like we need to be careful around these guys. They're actually really, really good.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams were in the semifinals. In fact, I wouldn't have been surprised if both of them were in the semifinals. Of course, now I would be surprised because they are in the round of 16, and being in the round of 16 against each other, they're not both going to be in the semifinals, obviously. So if they weren't playing each other, they're in the semis, I wouldn't be too surprised. All right, hopping in here into the match. Kyra, Hank, Crow, Markov, and Kraken. Let's get it on. All right, hopping in here into the match. This is MedLab.
And this could be potentially the final game. Hopefully the loading screen doesn't crash again. This is a mighty long loading screen. All right, well, fingers crossed, everyone. All right, yeah, it looks like it's good. I did see it just shift there, so it didn't actually freeze. Be unfortunate if we had yet another stall.
That would be unfortunate. My sniffles
You know what I just realized too?
are getting to me.
I never actually coded the animations to stay in this position, so if this keeps up for much longer, it's actually going to time the animation out.
I'm not sure what them.
It's going to look really messed up. Yep, like we just had
Oh.
happen there.
There we go. All right. Oops.
Oh no,
Yes.
this one is replaying. Maybe it's the other one that gets all messed up.
All right, we're gonna hop in just a moment. I am muting myself every now and then because I have a slight amount of sniffles, but I'm good now. I just drank an entire bottle of water. We're all good. Let's go. In for some more Evolve action. We got the dildos versus Team Potato Aim if you guys are just joining us. Meanwhile, you can also join us on, let's see here. September 12th is today, Saturday, and the 13th for more competitive Evolve. So follow the stream if you guys haven't already. 14th and 15th, those dates, 12th to 15th, are the round of 16. The quarterfinals are coming at you Monday, Tuesday, September 21st and 22nd. And then, of course, the lovely DB Sinclair and Demand are streaming directly from Poland for the semifinals and finals.
TwitchCon. That's in San Fran, right? You and DB both in San Fran. You guys live there too, right?
Yeah, well, I don't live in San Francisco because housing costs about $1 million an hour. That's accurate. That's how much mortgages are because I'm an adult and I know how much things cost. But yeah, San Francisco, very expensive. I don't actually live in San Francisco, but the Moscone Center, where TwitchCon is at, is actually on my way to school. I pass by it every day.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So it's not very far for me to go.
So any of you guys going to TwitchCon, make sure you stop by and say hello to Nikki, and of course, meet DB too. That dude is awesome. I've cast with him many, many times. We've been to a number of events already together, and he's definitely someone you guys want to meet.
Yeah,
All right, we're going to recreate again, I guess.
All right. I got a bunch of posters, Evolve posters, and actually DB doesn't have any of these posters, so they're super Stealth Shampoo exclusive Evolve posters that I have way too many of. I think I have about 80 of them, 40 of each. They're two different kinds, and I definitely don't want all of them. So if you guys come say what's up to me at TwitchCon while supplies last, I will get you a poster. I actually have a friend who I had an extra ticket to TwitchCon on Friday, and I'm not charging him for it. So I'm making him my pack mule for TwitchCon on Friday.
It's not a bad idea.
You have no idea how many TwitchCon hoodies I'm getting. How many Twitch hoodies I'm getting? He's going to be the poster / foam finger pack mule. Plus, he's going to be carrying all my stuff on Friday. So say what's up to Francis, my friend from GameStop. You guys might see on my stream every now and then. He will be carrying around the gear because I gave him a ticket for free.
All right. Hunters in lobby right away. Looks like everyone wants to get this game underway. I'm not sure why it's actually timed out twice. I think, in the entire time that we've cast Evolve, I think we've seen a lobby crash on loading twice maybe. And we've been doing this for 6 months now.
Yeah, you've been doing this for 6 months. I've been doing it for, what, 3 or 4?
It's been quite a while, yeah.
Something
I mean,
like
you
that.
started with the Gentleman's League, right? Which was the private TRS
Actually,
league.
I started with Legends of Evolve, the tournament. That was
Okay.
a long time ago.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, Legends of Evolve, and then I did TGL, and then Dan and I were at E3, and we're like, yo, let's cast ESL, and then we're casting ESL. So I have been casting for maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that. Although Evolve isn't the first thing I've ever casted. I have done it for other games way back in the day when I was a youngster. Hopping in here on MedLab. Let's see what we got. Aurora Symphony, I believe, is on the monster. Sorry for the delay, guys. Luckily, while the delay has gone through, my sniffles have also gone. So we're all good now. Water, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very helpful. All right, here we go. We got Kyra, Hank, Quo, and Markov. Very, very standard picks. You know, I'm actually kind of happy to see Kyra nowadays, and I don't ever think I was going to get to this point. There's so much Slim being played that now when Kyra comes out, I'm like, yeah, Kyra, let's go. Actually, Kyra herself dropped by my stream yesterday. I don't know if she's here now, but hi, Kyra. I'm happy when I see Kyra on the stream nowadays.
Oh, the Kyra cosplayer from E3, right?
Yeah, Liz, I believe is her name. Not Freda Wolf, who I believe... You know how voice actors like Troy Baker can do like a huge range of voices?
Yeah.
Freda Wolf actually speaks like Kyra, so I've heard if you play with her and Kyra is in the match, it gets very confusing. Because that's how she normally speaks. Apparently. That's why
I got to hear that sometime.
Yeah, I wanna see a show match with a listen-in with the voice actors of the hunters playing those hunters. I think that would get super confusing. Alright, going in here. Looks like Aurora Symphony choosing to go down the east side of the map here. I think it's important to note that if the hunter team wins this round, they're taking it home 4-1, and Dildozers is eliminated from the ESL Major Playoffs. If Aurora Symphony takes home a W here, then Dildozers is all good and continues on to potentially make a comeback. They have to win 4-3, though.
That's enough of that.
Yep, he has not been looking so high. I believe he's dropped 2 or 3 games so far. And he is unfortunately not able to take some W's on maps like Distillery and... I forgot what that first map was, but I'd say MedLab is even harder than Distillery as a Kraken to take a W on. So he's got his work cut out for him. Reaver going in on EAX, doing a serious amount of damage. Wow, that was over 25% of his health on the Reaver only, not even including the Kraken, who is mitigating fully here. Oh, stuck in a
Orbital. Gonna have to flush him out into the open. Great orbital right there. It's always nice when you can pull off an orbital like that and force the monster out into the open, of course. Now Aurora actually isn't in the best spot to dodge damage. Hunter's gonna be able to stay on him from here at this elevation.
Yep. Oh, we even see Kyra going in. Assault Kyra on the napalm nades. Aurora Symphony is not being aggressive whatsoever. I have to wonder, have those previous losses forced him to tune down his aggression? Or is he just playing safe because he feels like he needs to play safe right about now?
I think he's realizing that TPA's Hunter team is definitely not a Hunter team you can trifle with, and he needs to play a lot safer.
Dome is offline, so it's time for him to bail out and get stage 2. He is full energy. Oh man, those napalm nades, that chip.
Yeah, the damage on the chase is just immense from TPA. They are not giving up. Nice vortex right there, pushing EAX back, and that's probably going to buy him the time that he needs to duck around the corner. Another stasis shot, though. A long range stasis shot from EAX.
Yep, and you know EAX charged that up. Pretty much every Crow player will always charge up a stasis shot unless the monster is about to break line of sight. Then you'll just shoot what you got. Oh, that is not a good spot to evolve right there.
Wow, the orbital right on his head, demolishing his health. That's going to be it right there. That is just about game for the Dildozers. There's the dome, and they're going to... Oh, he's got... Yeah, 2 or 3 more shots is going to do it. Aurora Symphony with nothing left, and Fave with the MVP orbital as TPA advances to the round of 8, 4-1 over the Dildozers.
Oh man, I felt that all the way from the caster's desk, dude. Like that was painful to watch.
That hurt.
So that was, I think, the most amount of evolved damage I'd seen in my life. Kyra Napalm's coming out, orbital coming out. I don't know if Hank was running reload because he did drop an orbital in the middle of the dome, but that orbital, if he wasn't running reload, must have just come right there at the end. As soon as he evolved, we saw some Crow stasis shots. We saw some Markov assault rifle. Like, oh, dude, that one I felt in my gut. That was so much damage.
Yeah, that is what I like to call a Kriegasm orbital, because the only face you can think to make when you see that, either as a Hunter player or as someone watching, is the Kriegasm emote face. That's about it. Utterly demolished Aurora Symphony right there. Like you were saying, that's probably not the place he wants to evolve. And immediately after that, we saw that orbital come down.
No, I think he clearly lost his chill right there. I've never seen a monster evolve right there. He clearly didn't have the distance. He just really lost his momentum and confidence right there. You gotta have some confidence, man. And unfortunately, he just threw it all the win right there. I felt so bad right there. That hurt.
And I think the delay is finally catching up. It's definitely unfortunate for Aurora. Really sucks anytime you have something like that happen to you. But you know what? Even in competitive, it does happen. You get those amazing orbitals. That's going to close out that series. Congrats to TPA. They're going to advance to the round of 8. And they are actually, let's see here on the brackets, they are going to play off against, here, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, I still have the old chat up. Okay, so there we go. So they're going to play against the winner of Team Thrown Together versus Epex Apocalypse. I can't talk. I've been talking for so long. That series is actually coming up in just a moment, folks. So don't go anywhere. We've got another best of 7 coming up for you in just a minute.
All right, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.